Hello, this is episode 8. Wow, what a lot of fun this episode is. It's a lot of fun. Just wanted to ask before we start, as I always do, please continue to help us grow the show. Like it, review it, tell your friends, tell everyone you know. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, please email them to pottervisioncomedy@gmail.com, or you could use the contact form on our website, pottervision.com. Anyway, let's get to it. Episode 8.
Pottervision, Pottervision, Pottervision. Pottervision.
Hello, and welcome once again to the Pottervision podcast, the podcast where myself, Lukas Kirkby, and my good companion Tom Lawrenson, the Pottervision boys, dissect and look at a chapter from the Harry Potter books. This week it's episode 8, and it's the Potions Master. Tom, how the devil are you?
I'm well. I'm all right, Lucas. I'm all right. I'm getting by. We're in the peak of a pandemic.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Doing well. This week was half term for me, so...
Well, hey, school's out.
Oh, school's out for a week in October.
Up yours, Mr. Kirkby.
I'll have you when I did a week on Monday.
I'll see you then.
All right, mate. So, yeah, it's been half term, and I've been spending it relaxing, but also rearranging the bedroom.
Ooh.
Very exciting. So moving stuff around, a bit of the old feng shui. Got rid of a couple of TV trolleys I wasn't doing anything with.
Yeah? Have you moved your bed?
Yeah, the bed's been moved to the other side.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, got a couple of candles, some new curtains. It's been a very nice experience.
One of my sisters told me
Oh, yeah.
you should never have your bed on the wall that you share with your neighbours.
Right, well, that's where we've moved it to. Now it
Up
was...
yours, neighbours!
Hey! Now, it was there originally when I first moved in. That's where I put the bed. But a bit of shouting from next door. Oh, I don't like that. So I moved it back. But then it makes the room look smaller because you open the door and the first thing you see is the bed. So we've moved it back.
Have you considered bunk beds?
I have. I like the idea. I was in favour, but we couldn't agree who'd get top bunk, so we've stuck with a double.
The classic conundrum. Been up to anything else this week?
Not too much. Been playing a bit of snooker. Been enjoying myself there.
Right.
Yeah, getting into it. Getting.
You at the old snooker club with the old boys?
With the old, well, with my girlfriend. She enjoys playing it.
With the young girl? She's not that young.
No,
She's in her 20s.
She's in her 20s. I want to make that perfectly clear. What have you been up this week, Tom Boy?
Oh, I've been rolling around the city. I went to see a spooky movie. A little spooky movie with my friend Michael, and it was called St. Maud. It might interest you because it was based in one of the seaside towns in Wales.
Oh, do you remember which one?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, very spooky though, very spooky. Otherwise, woke up the other morning.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a bit of overtime at work. Right? So you know me, I wake up early if I'm going to work.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, alarm goes. Bit of breakfast. Yeah. Get ready.
Yeah.
Walk downstairs. Sorry for dragging this story out.
That's all right. It's building up tension and anticipation.
Open the front door with the thumb lock.
Yeah.
Lock it with the key.
Yeah.
Through the garden gate.
Yeah. Into your car.
Hold on.
What?
Start walking towards my car.
Yeah.
Someone had broken in. Yeah. I don't know how they'd done it.
Yeah.
So I was locked my car.
Yeah.
There's no sign of forced entry.
Yeah.
Maybe the locking mechanism on my car
Yeah.
is on the fritz.
Mm-hmm.
But someone had got in the passenger door, crawled through to the boot, dragged everything out of the boot, yeah?
Yeah.
Seen that there was nothing they wanted,
Yeah.
stole my phone charger.
You are kidding. And the mystery of that ends up being that same phone charger reappears in your bedroom that next day.
I wish.
What? So that's mad.
I think it was some kids or something, or maybe just some Tramp.
Who knows? Who knows? If you're somebody homeless who's recently stolen a phone charger, please go to an internet cafe and email us.
Yeah.
Pottervision@gmail.com, which we check every 6 months. And we'll get back to you by Easter.
But anyway, this week we've been reading Chapter 8, The Potions Master.
Are you ready?
Will you give me a rundown?
I was hoping you'd ask. So, Chapter 8, The Potions Master. It's time for Harry to learn some bloody magic. But Hogwarts is a pretty tricky place to manoeuvre your way around. There are staircases that move, doors that don't lock unless you tickle them. It's a bloody nightmare, especially with Peeves the Poltergeist around, sending you in the wrong direction. Now, there's all sorts of things you need to learn Harry never knew. They have to stargaze, they have to do herbology in the greenhouse. You don't do herbology till A-level. History of magic, charms, transfiguration. It's all going on, but the scariest and the toughest lesson of all is potions, and that is with Professor Severus Snape, who does take a very instant dislike to Harry. It seems that he hates him.
Oh.
He mocks him for being a celebrity, he tests him on knowledge that he doesn't know, and he deducts house points. It's a very bad experience, and Harry he just does not get on with Snape one iota. But the week's done, Friday afternoon's off, and him and Ron go to visit Hagrid in Hagrid's shack. They have a nice cup of tea, and they have some very crunchy rock cakes, which they eat politely. Now, Harry, in Hagrid's shack, reads the newspaper article, which we knew about, that someone had broken in to Gringotts, but it turns out that it was on the day that Hagrid and Harry were there. Ooh. And Harry and Hagrid's being a bit dodgy about this. He's not looking at Harry when he's talking about it. So Harry is suspicious that Hagrid knows something about that package, and also that Hagrid knows why Harry is hated by the Potions Master. What a chapter.
What a chapter. I enjoyed it. It was a short one.
Yeah.
Very quick read. Very fun, but it was packed tight.
Short but sweet, like Professor Flitwick.
We start off, so basically, it was very reminiscent to my own memories of Year 7.
Yeah.
You know, your first days, you're 11 years old?
11.
11 years old, you're in school, you've been told to get your way around.
Yeah.
You're the smallest ones there.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Do you remember that experience of trying to find your lessons in the first week of Year 7?
It was a nightmare. But I remember, unlike here, we used to have older students showing us around. Now, I think Percy's job is done. Once he's taken them to the common room that first day, he's like, well, you're on your own now. Find your own way around. Because I remember being helped by older students who would kind of marshal you to where you needed to be. How about you?
We were not helped. They say, ask people, they will help you. But I went to a bit of a rough school.
Rough?
And you would get people telling you to go the wrong way because they were mean.
Naughty.
Rougher people are mean. What can I say? All the listeners know it. They've experienced it in their own life.
Yeah.
Everyone's been shouted at something by a rough person.
Yeah, 100%.
And rough isn't a financial status, it's a way of mind.
Yeah, it's a way of living. It's a choice.
It's a choice. It's a choice. So I remember Year 7 walking about and being like, hey, do you know where TM2 is? Temporary Building 2.
Right.
Did you ever have any of them?
No.
It was while they were constructing things at the school, they just put up some shacks to do maths in. And I was about 10 metres away from TM2.
Yeah.
And this lad went, yeah, I know the way, and sent me to the other side of the school.
Oh, the bastard.
Well, I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't say that kind of word. The prankster, maybe. The prankster.
Now, my school, each block was named after a letter of the school. Now, because the school was a Crathing, so like a Crathing school. So there was an
Get me hungry.
An Ek block, a C block, R, E, and an Eth block.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have a Y and an N. I think they're hoping to expand the school in the next 100 years so they can complete the spelling of the word. But yeah. It was, but it was quite a small school. How many kids went to your school?
It was a big one. Real big.
Yeah.
it got so big they'd shut it down now.
Yeah. Over 100?
I think because it was so rough. In the school, I don't know, maybe 1,000?
That's a lot. I think we had about 700 at ours.
Maybe over 100 in each year, maybe. So maybe up there towards 1,000. Yeah, a lot of people. If you went to Bispamai, right in!
I love that they closed it down because there were too many. Oh, we've got over 1,000 students at this school. We can't fit everybody in. Well, if we can't fit everybody in, we can't fit anybody in. Everybody go home. Nobody's going to learn. We're closing the school down. Yeah, all these facilities are going to be burnt.
Thank God I graduated in time.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But it wasn't as hard as navigating around Hogwarts because we've got, Hogwarts is moving.
Yeah.
Steps are disappearing. I don't know who enchanted that step to make it do that.
Yeah, middle steps disappearing, staircases moving.
Walls are pretending to be doors.
Yeah, come on. Doors that won't open on a Friday. Doors that will only open if you tickle them in the right place. There are going to be some pervy doors.
I wouldn't do it.
Would you not?
I'd go with someone like you and I'd say, you tickle that door, and you'd go,
all right. I would do it, but I'm imagining a door that is like, I don't know, the new young maths teacher. Oh yes, you have to tickle me there. Keep going.
Oh.
And then old Mr. Binns, straight through.
Yeah.
You're all right.
No luck asking Peeves, because what's he going to do? He's going to grab you on the nose and say,
Got your conk.
got your conk.
Got your conk. My dad uses the word conk.
Does
He
it?
goes, what a conk, if someone's got a big nose.
That's a good word, that.
Got a massive conk. It's a great word. I don't know where it comes from, the idea of a conk.
Get off me conk.
Get off me conk.
And then Filch isn't any help either, is he?
No.
Taking an instant dislike to Harry, Hermione and Ron.
Yeah.
Could
To
they-
anybody, I think, Filch.
They were trying to get through a door they weren't meant to be getting through.
Yeah. Now, Filch is an interesting one because usually a school has a team of cleaners or a team of, like, a site team.
Yeah.
It's just him on his own. He doesn't seem to do any repairs or any work. Essentially, his job is just to wait for his cats to tell him that someone's misbehaving.
He seems to be an eye. He seems to be like just, the watchman of the students.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though no one's appointing him as that, he's the caretaker.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm going to make sure, you don't try and get through that door that you can't open.
Yeah.
Why is he self-appointed that? Filch has got no magic. He's a quib. What is it? Is it
Squib.
Squib.
Yeah.
He's a squib. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is, so he's like caretaker.
Yeah.
So you need to do repairs on the school.
Yeah.
You need to do, cleaning, maintenance, yeah. But the issue is, Hogwarts, from my knowledge,
Yeah.
feel free to shoot me down,
Yeah.
is nowhere near a B&Q or a Wix.
There's one just 10 minutes away. No, you're right. It's going to be a nightmare for it. Why hire him? Because it would be much easier to hire somebody that could magic the sick away
Yeah.
when somebody's sick, or repair the gates. Why hire this man? I suppose it's an equal opportunities thing, isn't it? Where they're like, well, we don't actually need a caretaker because Hogwarts looks after itself.
Yeah.
This guy's applied.
But what a torment to work at a school
Yeah.
you were not allowed to go to because you got no magical power,
Yeah,
and then be forever watching students
yeah,
learn magic that you yourself cannot possess,
yeah.
and just rat on them for going down the wrong corridors.
It'd be a nightmare. It'd be like me going to Oxford University and doing that to the maths students. I don't know.
I don't know. You can give them a run for their money.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
maybe.
you know your times tables.
Yeah, up to 7. Working hard on that 8, but it's tricky. Add 10, take away 2.
Can you do them all? Can you do your 1 to 10 times table?
Yeah.
8 times 7.
8 times 7, 56.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
I've got a degree in maths. I know me 8 times table. You say that though. I don't know if we talked about this before, but I used to play darts with somebody who was doing a maths degree, and I had to do the taking away for them because they were too slow thinking of how to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're better at the, I don't know.
Yeah, theoretical approach to maths.
But I did a history degree,
Yeah.
and sometimes people come up to me, I did a history degree, and they'll start like chatting. They'll pick something. Or what's your favourite, I don't know,
Era,
or like war or something? I'm like, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Because I would learn about it the night before the essay was due.
Yeah.
And then, and then once it was done,
Yeah.
out the brain forever.
What were the topics you'd learned for a degree at history?
Couldn't tell you.
You couldn't remember?
No, I did modern history, so it's a lot of wars,
What's modern history like the past 100 years?
yeah.
Yeah.
World War One, Two,
3,
Vietnam,
all of them, yeah.
Cold War, Iraq,
Yeah.
Afghanistan,
And some of the future wars as well.
future wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Where is the next big war going to happen?
ooh, bad news for you,
You're joking.
Blakely.
Blakely, no! You know what? Tensions are beginning to rise, especially since the economy crashed in Blakely. So we've got Filch and
Mrs. Norris,
Yeah.
right? Who as well is a little rat.
now look,
No, cat.
she's got a job to do, right? And you know what? I'd be bitter if I was Mrs. Norris, because every student in Hogwarts wants to give her a good kicking, according to JK. Nearly every student would love to give her a good kicking.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Is Filch's surname Norris?
Yes.
Is it really?
No, Filch's surname is Filch. It's called
Is it?
Argus Filch.
Oh, right. I thought he was Filch Norris.
Filch Norris.
That's Mrs. Norris's wife.
I would love it if he'd married a cat. But then it could be like Professor McGonagall, but, like transfigured.
I can't do magic. Will you allow me one thing? Anything. Can I marry a cat?
All right. You can.
Right,
But imagine. But that could be a thing. That could be a twist, because a cat, you wouldn't expect a cat to be able to find a student misbehaving, come to Filch and say, look, this person's doing graffiti or somebody's hiding in the toilets. This is a new theory that I've just come up with. I reckon Mrs. Norris is a woman transfigured into a cat.
You reckon?
Yeah. Who is his wife, who secretly is Mrs. Filch.
Who could it be?
Professor Trelawney.
I'd say.
Yeah, I reckon she's a bit like a cat, isn't she? She
Yeah.
plays with balls.
Come on.
I won't.
So we get introduced to an array of all the lessons that they're doing at Hogwarts, don't we?
What a variety. History of magic, defence against the dark arts,
Herbology.
transfiguration, herbology, charms, potions. There's all sorts going on.
Yeah. And it is very like a normal high school where a teacher on the first day will go, I'm taking no nonsense.
Yeah.
Do you have to do that in any of your roles? Like,
No, well, I see kids one-on-one, and the main priority when I first meet a kid is to get them to be comfortable speaking to a stranger, basically.
Really?
So usually we just, like, for the first session, we'll play games or get to know each other or just have a chat about
what
it.
kind of games?
I don't know, ones that you get to know somebody. So, like, you've ever played Two Truths and a Lie?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you say 3 statements, one of them is a lie, you've got to guess which one. Just other things like word association or trying to name 7 things as quick as you can, or games like that.
7 things. I could name 7 things I hate about you right now.
Go!
You're vain, you're games, you're insecure, you like me, you love her, you make me laugh, you make me cry, you make me feel like I could die.
That is 8! You have absolutely nailed that. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
And just so you know, I would struggle to name 7 things I hate about you.
One of them is you make me laugh. I hate that about you.
Oh.
You funny devil. You funny devil.
One of the subjects,
Go on.
sorry to interrupt, that they study is history of magic, and God, Harry finds it boring. Yawn, yawn, yawn. The history of this world I only knew existed 3 days ago. Oh my god.
Boring.
Look at these people that they're learning about. Emmerich the Evil, Uric the Oddball. They sound like these.
How could a class be boring, right?
Yeah.
The history of magic.
Yeah.
Magic. Right? The history of magic. But not only is this a history of magic, even just hearing about magic is interesting.
Yeah.
Of like how that was invented or whatever, spells across the ages, developing, like how things were developed.
Yeah.
It is taught by a ghost.
A ghost, which would be fascinating in itself just to watch them.
I'm bored of ghosts.
We used to have a probability course in the maths, and the guy who did that was the most boring professor ever, but we were fascinated by him because he wore triple denim. He would arrive, he'd have denim shirt, jeans and a denim jacket, and we would love going because of that. Now imagine being taught by a ghost. But I can't believe how bored Harry is. We'd be so interested by that, and Harry's bored. And we remember in only the last chapter, Harry was absolutely fascinated by some roasties appearing on the banquets.
Harry has got an issue, I believe,
I
where
do.
he becomes accustomed to things a bit too quickly. Right? Oh, he's in his first week of year 7.
Yeah.
Oh, ghosts, boring. And he's, for the first time in his life, he's got a friend. How is he taking Ron for granted? Like, how is he not clicking his heels constantly?
Yeah.
That he's going everywhere with Ron. Like, I'm going to go meet Hagrid. Can I come? Yeah, you can. How's he not like... maybe he is completely thrilled.
Yeah.
But, like, I just feel like Hogwarts, he's taking it a bit for granted.
Yeah, he should be inviting Ron instantly to Hagrid's tea party.
Yeah.
Hey Ron, come with me. Hagrid, look, it's my friend. But it's more like, all right, Ron.
You can come. Interesting description of Professor Sprout. Did you catch that?
Plump.
Dumpy little witch.
Which is an insult I've used before.
You dumpy little witch.
Dumpy little witch, God love her. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about Professor Binns a bit more. Now, imagine if you are a teacher and you fall asleep in the staff room, you go to the next lesson, but you're a ghost. You've died in your sleep. How's he going to be doing any marking? How's he going to be filling in those reports? He's going to get away with murder, this ghost. Like, have you marked all these exams? No, I'm a ghost.
That is so funny. Like, Professor Binns, it has come to my attention that you have passed through to the other side.
Yes, I fell asleep yesterday and I woke up a ghost.
We believe you are now unable to complete or maintain your position as Professor of History of Magic.
Yes, but keep me on, please.
I know, imagine thinking it's discrimination.
Yes, excuse me.
You can't let me go. You can't! Just because I'm dead. I completely read it wrong how he died.
Yeah.
So it said he died, he fell asleep in front of a fire. It said he was very old, but I took it to mean he was burnt alive. He caught fire. And I was like, how's he not waking up to that?
Just being burnt to death.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Then, they had a bit of transfiguration with Professor McGonagall.
Oh, yeah.
Head of Gryffindor.
Yes.
Not that easy on them.
She's not. She's tough on everybody.
Laying on the work thick. Good.
Yeah. Firm but firm, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
She's the same with everybody. But I do have a bit of a thing with her. A bit of a gripe.
You had a thing with her?
Oh, yes. It was a few years ago now. We don't like to talk about it. She starts off, she goes, welcome to Transfiguration, right? And she does this amazing thing where she turns a desk into a pig. And then she goes, right, you won't be doing that. You'll be turning matches into needles for the next hour. Off you go. That's like turning up to English and reciting a Shakespearean soliloquy. And then you're like, right, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, page 3. Come on, everybody.
You need to calm down.
I will not.
So, on your first driving lesson, this is like your driving instructor turning up to your house in his car, and then you going, let me in the driver's seat, hang on.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Beep, 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 beep.
We're going to take you to an industrial estate at night where there's no one around and you're going to go in circles, pal.
don't like driving.
You're the toad of
lessons.
Toad Hall, you are.
Put.
Whizzing around. No, but maybe that is the issue with Harry. He's become a bit overstimulated too quick. So he's got Hogwarts is just like a bit too crazy, and then all of a sudden a ghost is trying to talk to him about, who invented Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. I've seen a desk squealing not 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it would be so overwhelming. I think the things he's seen in the past month to then, well, I think it would be mad.
They had a taste of Defence Against the Dark Arts with Professor Quirrell. Interesting lesson that was. So they go in, the place stinks of garlic.
Yeah,
They said it's to ward off vampires.
yeah, makes sense.
Maybe we're thinking Voldemort's face stinks of garlic.
Yeah,
Is that what we're meant to take from that?
I think we're meant to take from that Voldemort loves garlic bread, and that's it's either unicorn blood or a garlic ciabatta. Those are the things that can sustain him as a half being.
Let me eat garlic.
Now, they don't believe him. They're a bit suspicious when Quirrell says that the turban was given to him by an African prince. I'm sceptical too. I'm not buying that one jot. You've defeated a zombie. The prince has given you a turban as a gift. Fair enough. But why wear that for the rest of your days? Like, oh, thank you very much. I will never take this off my head.
I think that's one of them stories where he's thinking, do you know what? In the wizarding world, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this was a gift from an African prince because I killed a zombie.
Yeah.
And then Seamus Finnegan says, oh, how did you do it? And he goes, cloudy outside, isn't it? Immediately starts talking about the weather. He thought, no one will ask me any follow-up questions on that because it's so far-fetched. Have you ever told a lie, Lucas?
Have I ever told a lie?
You ever told a lie that where you were like, oh, I'll get away with this?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
Go on.
In year 5,
Oh, yeah.
my mum bought me some shoes.
You've been alive since year 5.
No,
Now it's 2020.
I'm an oldie. Yeah, my mum bought me some shoes from a cheaper shoe outlet place. And they were not kickers.
No.
These were brickers. Have you ever heard of brickers?
I've never heard of bricks.
Right? All right, shoot. But the issue was they had elastic laces. So if you tied your laces, the laces would come undone because they were made of elastic.
Yeah.
So they're really stupid. And I hated these shoes.
Yeah.
I hated them.
Yeah.
So one day, cycling home from school to home, I thought, I've got to get some new shoes.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get new shoes if these ones are still working.
Yeah.
Right? So I decided to kick my shoe into the road,
Yeah.
come home with one shoe and
Yeah.
say, I lost my shoe, it got run over by a car.
Brilliant. And did that work?
It did a bit.
I can't think of any time where I've told a lie like that. There have been times where I've not corrected somebody that's been wrong. Usually about my name, I get called all sorts.
What do you get called?
I get all sorts.
People call you Mr. Allsorts.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound like my name. No, I get called Luke, Lewis, Marcus, Curtis. I get all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, there's no woman at my work who calls me James, and I just thought, yeah, all right, I'm James.
You just never correct them. I once had it was a private tennis lesson. It was supposed to be a group tennis lesson, but nobody else turned up. So we ended up having this private tennis lesson with this bloke, and he called me Marcus the whole time. And I thought, no, I'm just not going to correct him.
Yeah, might as well leave it. Eh?
Yeah, I'm never going to see this man ever again. I might as well leave him in ignorance.
I never really get that. No one ever gets my name wrong. I think it's because it's quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Lewis Shaw, friend of the podcast, always makes fun of it because it's so easy. He goes, what's your name? It's just a sound. Tom. What lazy parents, he says.
It's true. Is it Thomas on the birth certificate?
No, just Tom, baby.
Is it on the birth certificate?
Tom.
That's cool. So you've never been Thomas or Tommy or Tomboy.
I was a cool baby.
You were a cool baby. I remember.
Yeah.
Now, before they end up going to...
I can't believe you've never told a lie.
I have.
You must have told some far-fetched lie.
I just can't remember one.
I'm full of lies.
Yeah, I know.
I hate to admit that.
Yeah. Because that's you telling the truth. That's why you hate admitting it. I can't think of a lie I've told. Yeah, if I remember one, I'll tell you later and we can reverse it.
Maybe that's the lie. You can't think of a single lie. What were you saying?
I was going to say, before we get to potions, Harry gets a letter from Hagrid. And can I just say, Harry's letter etiquette is bloody appalling, right? I'm not saying Hagrid's written him a formal letter, but let me read the letter that Hagrid sends to Harry. Here we go. Dear Harry, I know you get Friday afternoons off, so would you like to come and have a cup of tea with me around 3? I want to hear all about your first week. Send us an answer with Hedwig. Hagrid. Right? Harry's response, yes please, see you later. He doesn't even write, Dear Hagrid. He doesn't even write from Harry. I think he needs to learn a bit of decorum, this lad.
See, that's what I mean. He's rested into everything. Right, hey! No longer with the Dursleys. Mr. Popular! Everyone wants a piece of me. Harry, a formal letter. Sure.
Sure, see you in a bizzle.
I can't be bothered. But maybe it's the fact that Harry... the celebrity's gone to his head. The chapter starts off with everyone going, oh, there he is, look, there he is, it's him, did you see the scar? And he's like, please, no photos.
Stop. That must be mad to be in a school where everybody's whispering, is that Tommy Lorry?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not Tommy. I've heard on his birth certificate it says just Tom. Ooh.
JT. Yeah, that is funny.
To be a local school-based celebrity.
To relax into it. I did think that letter was absolutely lovely.
Yeah, from Hagrid.
A special bit of attention from, somebody who works at the school.
Yeah.
So that is nice, that. Because
Yeah.
he's like, who knows? Who's he got to report back to? He's getting no letters.
Yeah.
All the other kids, what a thoughtful bloke Hagrid is.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Lovely.
Or he has ulterior motives. Anyway, moving on. So they then have potions. And we meet properly.
This is the bread and butter of the chapter.
Come on, this is the meat.
This is the potions master.
We've been talking about the carrots. We've been talking about the broccoli. We're into the meat of the chapter.
Give us that beef.
Oh, get your steak knife ready. Snape, what a linguist. My God. His first paragraph is absolutely poetic. I don't expect you will really understand the beauty of the softly simmering cauldron with its shimmering fumes, the delicate power of liquids that creep through human veins, bewitching the mind, ensnaring the senses. Shakespeare! God, it was gorgeous. It was like listening to John Cooper Clarke. It was lovely.
I was like, is this man preparing that beforehand?
100%.
He's in his chambers, and he's like, showtime today. And you got your script, and he's going over his lines. Harry Potter's going to be there. He's famous. I need to make a good impression.
Oh, what 3 questions am I going to ask him? Let's prepare.
Malfoy's going to be there. He used to knock about with his dad. How exciting!
Oh.
I don't want to come off as a pussyfoot.
Yeah.
So he comes in hard. Our new. Yeah.
What poetry. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
So he stops at the register at Harry's name, and then he goes, our new celebrity. And then Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle start sniggering behind their hands. Oh, you're very intimidating bullies, aren't you?
Yeah, very intimidating.
Little giggling bloody milkmaids.
But he turns a blind eye to them, because they're Slytherins maybe. Because he knows their dads? I don't know.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
He's gone in going, do you know what? I do not like Harry.
Sam I am.
Harry, I'm getting a sense of you. I've seen you walking around the school. I've seen you telling the sorting hat, no, I'm not going in that house. You're doing what you want. I saw you stuffing your face at that feast.
Yeah.
Not on my watch, pal. You're going to be put right back to where you should be.
He needs bringing down a peg.
He needs bringing down a peg. This cocky little twerp.
Yeah.
And then he gets into it.
He gets into it.
He's an eccentric Snape. I live for these people. If he's preparing an attitude before class, or even better, if he's going into it with like... if this is all just off the top of his head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
What a mind he should be on. Whose line is it anyway?
To be in this presence,
Yeah.
how excited would you be?
It's so theatrical, isn't it? Especially if you've just been with boring bins, history and magic, then it's potions. With Snape, he's got the hair, he's got the cloak.
Yeah.
There's pickled animals around the room.
In the film... Right, he comes in, kicks open the door,
Yeah.
runs to the back, slamming shutters shut.
Amazing.
We're doing this in darkness.
Yeah.
My heart would be going. I'd be going, and you'd be waiting for the. I don't know how often they have potions.
Yeah.
But the week you'd be thinking about potions again. What's he gonna do this week? Who's he gonna have a pop at?
And my goodness, you'd learn. You would, because you'd be shitting yourself that much about getting bollocked or the theatricals of it or whatever. You would know every word he said, you'd remember everything. Why isn't anybody writing this down? Because we're never going to forget it, Snape. We are never going to forget this. This is an incredible 2 hours.
He starts coming at Harry, right?
Yeah.
He's coming at Harry with the questions.
Oh, yeah.
He's read Harry. He's worked him out for
Yeah.
what he is.
Yeah.
I know you, Harry. You've been sat in your room all summer not reading the potions book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you could have been.
Yeah.
So he starts asking him, I forget what he asks him. But
Yeah.
what do you get when you get this and this? What is a whatchamacallit,
Yeah.
All this stuff. And Harry's like,
Of what? Mixed with an infusion of what?
Yeah, he's clearly done no reading. Malfoy's laughing. I can only assume that Malfoy's done the reading.
Yeah. As well, if you had learned everything from all of the books, there's no point you going to school. Why go to the lessons? I've learnt it all. I know it all. Well, they're going to be listening to those teachers going, I've read that in the book. Surely they're not expected to learn everything from those textbooks.
No, there's a difference between knowing and doing. You could read everything about driving a car. Sorry to bring everything back to driving a car.
Look, I'd read the highway code and I expected to be on the motorway lesson 1, but my bloody driving instructor
Wouldn't let you. So he's coming at Harry, right?
Yeah.
You don't know it, Harry. You don't know it all. You think you missed a big shot. Good, right? Introducing the return of Harry's cheek.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh, give Hermione a go, she knows.
She obviously knows. Hermione stood up on her hind legs.
She's there. I know
this
the answer.
attitude of this boy. This is his first potions lesson,
Yeah.
right? And he's snapping back at Snape,
Yeah.
right? Ask Hermione. Turns around, he's getting a wink off Seamus. Ding!
Ding. Good one, Harry. Good one.
But you can't, you see, if I was in Harry's situation, I'd just been like, sir, right, I'm going to have to stop you right there. Sorry to interrupt. Anything you ask me, I'm not going to know. I'll admit, I've only leafed through the books.
Yeah.
Right now I'm thinking, I should have learned it a lot more.
Yeah.
But I only leafed through them. I didn't think I had to learn it. But I'm willing to give it 100% effort from here on out. I'm just going that way. What could Snape say back to that?
I think you could still call him a cocky little turd and give him a point. I think yours is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Snape would want to listen to that minute-long speech of how Harry's going to be better and all this, and this. I think Snape would prefer a tiny bit of cheek, a short, sharp blast of cheek.
I remember my biology in about year 10.
Yeah.
Right? It's I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not the best listener. I zone out. I've got this thing called selective hearing.
Yeah.
It's a condition that I'm afflicted with. It's horrible. But I was in science in about year 9 or 10, and the teacher, she goes on me, she asks me a question, yeah? And I say to her, right, I said, I'm sorry, Miss, whatever she's called, March, Moore, something like that. I say to her, I'm sorry, I don't know, I have not been listening.
Yeah.
Right? And then she goes, that defeated her. She was like, oh, like for someone to admit it.
Yeah.
To go, oh, God, I'm sorry, but I'm as thick as 2 short planks.
I heard a kid in class do something like that when they're like, what's the answer to this? I go, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. And they went, right, well, can you next time? Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
But the thing is, when I said that, I have not been listening. And then other students clocked that nothing bad happened to me.
Yeah.
So she then moved to someone else. She said, what is the answer? And they went, I've not been listening. Right? She moved to the third person and said, what is the answer?
Yeah.
And they said, I have not been listening. She then broke. She went, no one say I have not been listening from here on out.
Yeah.
Oh, it killed her.
That's so funny.
All from me. But maybe Harry should have tried something like that.
I think, though, teachers will let you get away with stuff if it's like human error. So I
Yeah.
think if you're actively being like chatty or actively being cheeky or naughty, they will bollock you or whatever, have a go at you. But I remember I fell asleep once in a lesson. And
What lesson was it?
French. And the teacher was like, just let me let me sleep. And then at the end of the lesson, the bell went, everybody's left. She woke me up. She goes, you all right? You're a bit tired? I went, yeah. She goes, right, have an early night tonight.
Why were you tired?
I think it was when I'd been doing like my shows, going round doing like Shakespeare and stuff.
How old were you?
I don't know, about 14, something like that. Year 9, something like that.
So, they start with the potions.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They get the lesson 1, they're getting into a bit of practical. Right?
This to me, Professor McGonagall, matchsticks into needles. Here, a cure for boils. I think this is like a massive step for your first potion.
Well, you'd be clicking your heels if you hated transfiguration. Oh, I'm only doing needles. Here, cure for boils. What would you be saying?
Whoa! Come on, Gromit! Let's get making it!
Come on, Gromit. Is that who you'd have with you?
Yeah, me and Gromit.
Is he a basset hound? What is he?
Is he a German Shepherd? I don't know.
He's not a German
I don't know
Shepherd.
what breed Gromit is.
Cracking gosh, Gromit.
Do you know why I said German Shepherd? Because...
Cracking gosh, Sean. Cracking gosh, moon robot.
He's a robot dog, Wallace. So, I
Cracking
said...
gosh, penguin.
Cracking eggs. The reason I said Gromit was because when... In my drama group, every half term, once a year, we used to go to a residential place, and the man there had a German Shepherd called a Gromit, and that was where it came from. Just wanted to explain that to any viewers who thought I was mental and assumed that Gromit, the plasticine dog from Wallace and Gromit, was a German Shepherd.
And let this be a lesson. If you ever get anything wrong again, I want to hear you're working out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because you got a point for that.
Yes! Always work for those method marks.
Always show you're working out.
It's complicated, this boils one. They've got to weigh dried nettles, crush snake fangs, stew horn slugs, and take the thing off the fire before you put the porcupine quills in.
It's not complicated.
Come on, it is.
It's not complicated. Everyone, it's like cooking. Everyone needs to it's baking, isn't it, essentially?
Yeah.
It's baking.
Yeah.
You need to calm down, read the instructions through initially, right? Read it all, right?
Yeah.
Then read it again.
Right.
Make a plan of what you're going to be doing, yeah?
Yeah.
And then follow the plan.
But look, we're doing all of these things whilst being scared. Your mind's not thinking straight. You've got this man with a bob following you, looking at you, folding his arms.
You don't
deducting
know
points.
because you don't cook. But if you cook and you get a recipe book out and without even reading it, you just start following the instructions, you're going down the wrong road. Because it'll be something like, chop up your veg, and you're like, right, do that. And then the next one will be, preheat your oven. You're like, oh, that could have been preheating while I was chopping up my veg.
Well, can I just tell you, Mr. You Don't Cook, 2 days ago I made a bloody lovely risotto.
Why do I not believe you?
Because, based on your past experiences of me, I wouldn't believe me either.
How did you make it?
I got the risotto right. It was vegetable stock, chopped up onions first.
This is all you?
This is all me.
How much did Martina help?
None.
None?
She didn't help me because she was doing uni on the computer, and so I did it all. Chopped the onions, mushrooms, peas, carrots, in the risotto, vegetable stock. This is not in the right order. Boil, 20 minutes.
What recipe were you following?
BBC Good Foods.
And did you read it all through once, or did you go along?
I read it about 5 times because I was very nervous, and also it was a bacon risotto, and Martina doesn't like bacon, so I changed the bacon to mushrooms.
Good boy.
Thank
but
you.
you see, you'd be doing all right in potions because you read it through. Unlike Neville Longbottom,
Egypt.
the lad needs to calm down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's making an arse of himself.
Yeah.
You're
Also,
acting like a pillock.
they're working in pairs. Why has his partner not said, "Whoa, don't put them in"?
His partner's Seamus. Isn't
Oh
he?
yeah, he's an idiot.
He's
Right, fair enough. Right, next.
the best bit, right?
Yeah.
So he gets right. He spills the potion. Starts dissolving everyone's shoes. Yeah. Neville gets covered in it and gets covered in boils. The boil remedy is covering him in boils.
Yeah. So it's only.
What do you call that? Poetic justice.
Yeah, I don't
Catch
know.
22.
Is it creating an immunity to the boils?
Irony. What is that?
Yeah. Why would the cure for boils half made? Get rid of boils.
Vaccine, probably.
Tell you what, get rid of the first half of the recipe. Why don't you just prick yourself with the porcupine quills and you'll get rid of the boils immediately?
Then I love Snape back at it. Introducing funny Snape,
Yeah.
right? Because he goes, Potter, why didn't you help him? That was great.
Thought you'd look good, did you, if you failed? Oh, that's a point deducted from you.
Not even in his pet. In that, he's not even if he was working with Neville. He was like, that is brilliant. Keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say next?
He's a wild card.
You should have been watching him. That's your fault.
That's your fault.
I don't know.
So they have the potions lesson. It's been a nightmare for Harry. It's the worst thing that's happened since he's come to Hogwarts. But it's all going to be made better with a lovely cup of tea round at Hagrid's. We meet Hagrid again. We meet his dog, Fang, who is big like Hagrid, but lovely like Hagrid.
So they turn up at Hagrid's shack, right?
Yeah.
This is where Hagrid lives.
Why? In a castle that has 142 staircases, millions of doors, millions of rooms. There's only one classroom for each subject. There's gotta be room for this giant man. No! We're gonna put you in this shack that barely fits you.
Our French room doubled as the Spanish room.
Yeah.
Because we weren't teaching that, it wasn't always constant French.
Yeah.
Some classrooms can work as two things.
Yeah.
Put potions and defences against the dark arts together.
Yeah.
Give Hagrid a room.
Give Hagrid a room. There's going to be so many empty rooms in Hogwarts that he could just have.
Not even right. So this shack, I don't know who built it.
Yeah.
Right. It's essentially a studio apartment.
Yeah.
The bedroom's in the kitchen. The bathroom's in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
The living room's in the kitchen.
It's a nightmare. If you were buying that flat in London, you'd only have to pay upwards of £2,000 a month to live there. It's tiny.
It's ridiculous. It made me think they're obviously not paying him that much,
If anything.
right? And I thought to myself, why, Hagrid, are you doing this?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd go, look at the size of me,
Yeah.
right? I am enormous. I'd go to the Muggle world, I'd go to WWF, and I'd say, can I have a trial? Look at me. Have you ever seen a man as big as me?
He'd apply for the World Wildlife Fund.
Oh, the World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, I forgot we were in the 90s. But he would be up there, wouldn't he? Like,
If he'd have gone and like become a wrestler, he'd be starring alongside The Rock in some kind of like kids film right now.
100%, yeah. Because he does remind me a bit of that Mick Foley bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like him, he's big like him, he falls off cages like him.
Big Show's got a TV show. Why couldn't Hagrid... The size of Hagrid's hand. And also, unlike Andre the Giant,
Yeah.
Hagrid ain't going to die young. Even though he's enormous.
Yeah, he actually has a working brain.
So does Andre the Giant. He was just French, I think.
Now, Hagrid, right, we get back to Mrs. Norris, right?
Yeah.
And Hagrid goes, oh, that old git Filch, and I hate Mrs. Norris. Every time I go walking around the castle, she's following me everywhere I go. I don't know why she does it. She must have it in for me. Hagrid, you keep dormice in your pocket. Of course, a cat is going to be following you. I have no idea why that Mrs. Norris follows me. Anyway, I'll just empty my pockets. I've got a sachet of tuna and jelly here, 3 balls of string. Hagrid, just... That's why the cat's following you.
What is this pack lunch parka that Hagrid's walking around in?
Well, I've got to wear me duffel coat round, haven't I? He never takes it off. He always seems to be in it.
When's he like... he's always got something in it. It's interesting though. Why does everyone call Rubius Hagrid by his surname?
It's really interesting, isn't
Especially
it?
children.
Yeah, Hagrid.
Hagrid. My name is Rubius.
But maybe that's it with every piece, like every member of staff. Usually it's Professor Dumbledore, Professor Dumbledore, Professor McGonagall. But Hagrid has no title.
I suppose they call Filch Filch.
Yeah, Filch.
But even Dumbledore calls Hagrid Hagrid. I
Yeah.
would trust Hagrid with my life and Harry Potter.
I would trust Lawrenson with my life.
Hello.
But maybe they still see him as a student, you know,
No.
like how Potter, Lawrenson, where are you going?
Is Fang
Yeah,
Mr. Hagrid as well?
I think so.
Fang Hagrid.
But we have never seen Fang and Mrs. Norris in the same room. I reckon Professor Trelawney is both Filch and Hagrid's mistress
You are crackers.
as different animals.
So they go into Hagrid's shack,
Yes.
introducing the ego of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Snape hates me.
Oh.
Oh, Snape hates me. And Hagrid's like, Hagrid can't meet his eye and says, no, he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that all about? I mean, I'm assuming this is... I mean, I always like to spoil things, don't I? I'm assuming this is the thing about Harry's mum, maybe, and dad.
I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's about something. We shouldn't go into that. It's too soon.
Yeah, shouldn't have said that.
And also, Harry nosy. I tell you what, he can't be bothered going into detail into his potions book, but he's happy to start reading things in Hagrid's flat that don't belong to him. Reading about the breaking that happens at Gringotts Bank.
There's a line in it where it goes, Harry had more to think about after being at Hagrid's shack than all of his lessons combined. What an arrogant person. He's more interested in being a big nosy busybody than he's going to have so much studying to do. And I just think he's not taking his lessons seriously enough.
Yeah, he's like... Hagrid has invited him for a tea and a catch-up, you know?
Yeah.
Harry's bought a friend who was uninvited.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine if, like, completely, he didn't even write that on the letter. He could have written, Hagrid, thank you for the invitation. Sounds excellent. I would love nothing more. Is it all right if I bring my friend Ron?
Harry.
Who is helping welcome me into the Wizarding World. Yeah? None of that.
No.
Yeah, I'm coming. Terms up. Also, I brought him. If you invite me around to yours and you said, Tom, I'd like to come around for dinner. And I was like, lovely. And
Imagine that.
And I turned up and I brought with me someone from work. I was like, oh, by the way, I brought this bloke. You'd be like, right.
Do you remember the fury of somebody having a house party as a teenager and somebody bringing round mates that weren't invited?
No.
Do you not? We'd
No.
have a house party, it'd be this many people invited. You bring round your mates from a different school, they're there, they're doing drugs.
Really?
Oh, it's a nightmare. We don't like this. We were just here to drink and boogie. What were all these people? And then the mum's coming downstairs. We said maximum 10 people for this party. Anyway, back we go to lie on the bed for 3 hours. Why you on a party?
That's mental.
Was this an experience only unique to me?
That sounds like a Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, yeah, it was. Sorry. Sorry, I'm always getting those mixed up. My real life experiences in that sequel.
That happens in that film. They're having a party and the parents are in bed.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting for it to end, and then
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger turns up and starts pushing people in the pool.
Have you ever heard the phrase pissing on me chips?
I don't like that phrase. I hate any expression with the word piss in it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate people who use it.
Yeah.
It annoys me. It's a tasteless, tacky expression. Pissing on my chips. Oh, it boils my piss. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Keep your piss to yourself. Keep it out your mouth. It's a horrible word to say. Carry on, what were you saying?
So anyway, that one, that phrase, I never heard it before, right?
Yeah.
And we once went to a house party where downstairs was a fish and chip shop that his grandma owned, and
Yeah.
upstairs was the house party, right? But his mum was getting annoyed that we were being loud, right? And she shouted, "Oh, you're pissing on me chips now, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Bloody hell, who's done that? I genuinely thought she meant that somebody had snuck into the fish and chip shop and started pissing in the chips. Bloody hell!
You think... Oh my god, that's funny.
So, back to me WKD.
You think... I think that's the point where I should leave this party if people are doing that.
Yeah.
Drugs are one thing. Pissing on chips.
Disgusting.
I can't agree with that. But that's the first time you heard that expression.
It is, yeah. But
They're in Hagrid's shack,
Oh,
having
yeah.
a catch up, and they're eating rock cakes, which they're not enjoying.
no.
Stuffing them in their pockets. Have you ever been in that experience where you're at someone's house, they're giving you food that you're not enjoying?
Yeah, and I've just struggled through. I was very fussy as a kid with food. I get that off me mum and dad. They're very fussy. They don't like trying new things.
Are they?
Yeah.
What are 5 typical meals that will be eaten across the week at a Kirkby household?
Right, number 1, spaghetti bolognese.
Right, slow down.
Yeah.
Any vegetables in it?
No, the spaghetti bolognese will just be like a
Mince?
Yeah, mince, spaghetti, and then like a jar of, like, I don't know, Lloyd Grossman or Asda's own bolognese sauce, garlic bread on the side.
Carry on.
That's a classic. Next one would be roast dinner, classic roast dinner on a Sunday. All your normal stuff. They have a egg and salad thing that they like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Salad with a boiled egg. What else do they like to do? My dad does a korma.
Yeah.
But again, that's just out of the jar.
Yeah.
Out of the jar, chicken, rice, and anything else that they might do. And then a sweet and sour, which is a similar job as well.
Sure. It's not bad. I mean, yeah, I understand it.
Yeah.
Growing up, my family, very weird mince meals. Spaghetti bolognese, the exact same as yours.
Yeah.
Mince, not a jar though, sachet of spice mix.
Yep.
Yeah. Chili con carne.
Yep.
Mince, sachet of spice mix.
Yeah.
And rice.
Yeah.
I don't know, tuna pasta or something.
Yeah. Mince.
Salmon.
Mince salmon.
Mince. Salmon, yeah, just stuff like that. Now, very basic. If we want to hear from the listeners. What were your meals growing up? We're going to read these out. We want listeners, go on Pottervision.com and tell us what were the 5 meals your parents will eat now or would make you when you were younger. If your parents didn't make you food when you were younger, we don't want to hear from you.
Yeah. Do not get in touch at all costs.
Yeah.
Now, the end of the chapter, we're actually starting to get the plot of the story of the book. We're looking at this article again, and Harry realises that it's the exact same day that he and Hagrid went to get something from Vault 713.
Uh-huh.
Hagrid is sketchy again. He doesn't meet his eye. We think these events are connected.
Yep.
And it's finally starting to shape, actually, where this novel's heading, because we've not had a bloody clue up until now.
No. It's very interesting. Very shoving his nose in it, Harry, isn't he?
He's a very nosy boy, and it's going to get him into trouble on at least 7 occasions.
What? Trying to work this out. Work out potions before you get into...
Yeah. Wormwood and asphodel.
We were in that vault, Hagrid, weren't we? Oh, what would they want? Oh, you only took a grubby little package.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Come on.
Right.
But people are like that, though, aren't they? They connect things that they've done. You know,
Yeah.
like, I remember, I always tell this story of, like, do you remember when there was a bomb on the tube in London? You what?
Yeah.
In, like, 2007 or something like that. And I always go, I was there the day after.
You were?
Yeah. Around the tube area where it happened as well. No, the day before, sorry. We left the day before it happened.
Really?
And we were in London, yeah, and we would have been on those kind of routes.
Yeah.
But it's just like, hey, that was when we were there. You know, like if you were near something or near an event, you just make it so like personal as if it was an achievement to be near.
Oh my God. Right. How many pig tables out of 5 pig desks are you giving this chapter?
Do you know what? It was a good chapter, but I would not say it was a great chapter. It didn't give me the magical feeling in my little boy belly that I felt in the previous chapter. It was good, though. I like that we got introduced to the teachers. I love a bit of Snape action, and I like that we're starting to feel where the story is heading, but not overwhelmed. I'm going to give it 3 pig tables out of 5.
Woo! Exciting stuff. I was reading this chapter and I loved it. It was a shorty. I love a shorty. And it really made me reminiscent of my high school days myself. Loved that. Introduced to all the new teachers, and we proper got into the theatrics of Professor Snape. Hagrid made an appearance. Didn't say that much, but we really reflected on how poor his life is at Hogwarts.
Yep.
I'm giving this chapter 3.5 piggy tables.
Hey! And there we go.
Now, are you ready for it?
I'm ready. Close me book.
Welcome to my new segment, Quiz. Quiz, quizzicky, quiz, quizzicky, quiz, 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 quoo. Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quiz, quizzicky, quiz, quizzicky, quiz, 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 quoo. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas, how well will you do?
I'll blow you a kiss.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Right, question 1.
Yeah.
What was outside of Hagrid's front door?
Oh no!
2 items.
His boots and a shotgun.
Oh my
Is
God.
that right?
No.
No.
A crossbow and galoshes.
Ah. This is terrible so far.
Where did Neville go wrong in his potion making?
He put in the porcupine quills before taking the cauldron off the stove.
Correct.
Thank you.
Right.
What's the point? I've got the first one wrong. Why carry on? Is this for the fans? Is it for the fans? Because I'm not interested anymore in these questions. 3 more pointless things to ask, and I know there's no kiss at the end of it.
There's no kiss, but do you know what the prize is?
Go on.
For when you do win?
Yeah.
A hug.
A hug!
Yeah.
All right, well, come on, we might as well get it done with. Keep everybody happy.
What had Malfoy in potions done so perfectly?
Oh, stewed the horns slugs.
Yes. How, question 4,
Yeah.
how are Snape's eyes described?
Like, well, they make you think of black tunnels.
Yeah, cold and empty, dark tunnels.
Yeah.
Question 5, what is the potions book called?
Oh. Is it just 1,000 magical herbs and potions?
And fungi.
And fungi. Ah!
Very good effort. If
Yeah.
only you got that first one right, you'd be in for a hug right now.
And if only you'd reordered the questions, that would have been far more dramatic. But I promise, sir, I will revise better next week.
You gotta do your revision if you want the hug. You want the hug, you gotta do... This is de-escalating this, isn't it? Started at a kiss.
Yeah.
Went to Inuit kiss. And then a hug.
Do you know what it reminds me of? The cash prize for a 147 break in snooker. The first time somebody did it, you'd got £147,000 and a car sometimes, a car. But now everybody's getting one. Every week somebody gets a 147 and the prize is nothing. You don't get anything anymore for making the maximum break.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
Pottervision.
Now, welcome to our newest segment of the show, Hedwig... Let's try that
You know what
again.
it's called?
No. Hedwig's Dropping.
Oh, awful.
Hedwiggy. So every week people send us things and we like to reply to them. So why not get straight into it with we've had a comment on Instagram from Echo Kyriakos. And Echo asks us, which characters are you most like in the Harry Potter world and why?
My favourite characters, and I hope that I'm a bit like them, are Mad-Eye Moody
Yeah.
and, what's he called? Gilderoy Lockhart.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm somewhere in between them two. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think because I work in a school and I'm a bit kind of what do you call it? I can't think of the bloody word. Eccentric. I'm a bit of an eccentric person. I don't know, maybe a little bit like a young Flitwick, or a young Dumbledore, like one of the a bit the odd teachers, I reckon.
Yeah. I think I'd say like that. Yeah, I can see you in Hogwarts. What do you think you'd teach in Hogwarts?
Maths.
Herbology.
They do have a maths teacher.
In Hogwarts?
In Hogwarts, yeah. I think they call it arithmancy or something.
Oh,
and
that's
it's Professor Vector,
Oh,
which is
wow.
a mathematical thing, yeah.
That's cool. Who was that question by?
That was by Echo, and I think Echo was the person who was telling us that he's thinking about cosplaying, he or she, sorry, is thinking about cosplaying a Harry Potter character. So please let us know if you did that and which
Ooh,
character
yeah, we'd
you
love
are
to see.
cosplaying.
Thank you, Echo.
Now, we've had another comment now. This is one of our firm supporters on Facebook, Mr. Simon Heath.
Go on, Heath.
And he said about... I always remember his profile picture being a flying pig. And he says that last week's episode was the best episode so far. And he said he actually looks forward to Mondays now because of this podcast. Awesome work. And he says, I look forward to seeing you again live soon. And we're hoping... We've got a couple of days in May, haven't we? A couple of dates in Manchester and London. And we're praying that they are going to go ahead.
Hopefully.
The third out of four messages we've had this week is from Ginge Pixel on Instagram, and he has two questions for us. The first one says, what subjects would the teachers at Hogwarts teach at a normal secondary school?
Ooh.
So there was a few easy ones that came into my mind, like Snape, chemistry,
Yeah.
Madame Hooch, PE. It's outside, it's physical. But then what about the others, do you reckon? History and magic, history.
Who else we got? Flitwick, English.
Yeah, Flitwick.
McGonagall, literature.
Yeah, literature. Who else have we got? I think that's it. That's all the teachers. Astronomy would be physics, I suppose. Whoever teaches astronomy.
Dumbledore would do like statistics or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or like business studies.
Hagrid biology, maybe. Animals and all that kind of stuff.
You're out of your mind if you think Hagrid's doing biology at a school.
Yeah.
You've gone loopy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. And then the next question he asks is, why do the stairs at Hogwarts move or change for no reason? But then I think there's a lot at Hogwarts that is out of the teacher's control.
Be careful about the staircases. They move. Why?
Yeah, why do they do that? I don't know. They just do.
That's got to be funny, hasn't it? Oh, God, it's moving. And you're just next to a portrait that you don't want to be next to. It's got to wait 10 minutes till it moves back.
Yeah. There'll be two camps here. There'll be one camp which is like, it's part of the magic, having things move, having portraits disappear, or it's part of the fun of Hogwarts. And then there's the other half, the other camp that are, well, this is highly inconvenient.
Yeah.
Why were you late? The stairs moved. Don't care. 5 points away from Gryffindor.
Stupid.
An absolute nightmare. But thank you very much, Ginge Pixel, for your message.
Go on, Ginge.
Go on, Ginge. And then the final message was from my friend Libby. Now, you know Libby.
Yeah, I know Libby.
Now, she texted me this morning to say that today she is going to watch Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the very first time. She's never seen it, and she says she's going to watch it because she's been listening to this podcast.
Oh, that's great.
And that is our main aim of this show, is to get more people watching those underrated films.
Get them into the films.
Get watching. And I thought I'd give Libby a shout out because Libby, you know this, Tom, I do pantomime with Libby and Stuart and their company every year. Obviously could not go ahead this year, but Libby and Stuart have put together an amazing pre-recorded virtual pantomime.
Ooh.
And if people are interested, it's Little Red Riding Hood and it's virtual, so you can just book tickets. It's on Boxing Day and it's on Christmas Eve, and it's just £10 a ticket.
How did you find that?
So if you just Google Theatre Colwyn and Little Red Riding Hood, and you'll find it, and you can watch 2 of the screenings, which will be online.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. So thank you very much, everybody who's messaged. And if you want to message us, we catch it from anywhere. So if it's on social media, or email us, pottervisioncomedy@gmail.com.
Or through the contact form on our website, pottervision.com.
Hedwig's dropping.
Pottervision.
Well, unfortunately, this brings us to the end of this week's episode of the Pottervision podcast.
Yes, as always, please get in touch with us. We are at pottervision.com, and we're also on loads of social media outlets. We're on Instagram at the Pottervision, we're on Twitter at the Pottervision, and we're on Facebook just as Pottervision. And please subscribe, like, share, give us a review, and we will see you next time for Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel.
Oh!
Oh, goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Pottervision.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you've got any questions, comments or feedback, you can put them all on pottervision.com. Also, do us a favour. Please, could you like and share the show? Give it 5 stars and tell your friends. It'd mean a lot, please. All right, I know you will.